Hi everyone, it's Reverend Lucy coming to you from High Banks Metro Park in Columbus, Ohio. And today's message is brought to you by the silo. There's a huge silo here, this big beautiful white silo here at the park. I assume that part of the park was a farm at one point, and there's this big beautiful barn that you see that accompanies or is adjacent to the silo, and the farmers would have had the silo next to the barn years ago. So this was probably it's very old, so it's probably been here maybe longer than the park was. Probably longer than the park has been a park. But I'm here with you today for this message brought to you by the silo. And the silo, when I think of silo, it was used by the farmers when they harvested their crops. They'd put the crops in the silo for protection or for storage, so that it could wait until the time when they'd either bring the crop to market, or they would feed their livestock with it. And so the crop, whatever the grain was that would go in the silo, would be for sustenance one way or another. It would either feed the livestock and or go to market and feed other people. So it was a sustenance, a form of protection and sustenance. And the silo often stands apart from, close to, but apart from the barn. And so to me, that was a message for us, that in this time, we're coming out of the time for the pandemic and the quarantine, and we've found ourselves protected inside our silos, and now we're coming out of that. And interestingly enough, on the trail to get here, as I was coming to this location today, I had two sightings. One was of a snail, and the snail had its shell on, and it was coming out of, there was a shadow from a tree, and it was coming out of the darkness of the shadow and into the light. It was beautiful. And I've never really seen a snail moving, locomoting with its home, with its shell. But to me, that was a message about coming out of your home, come out of your shell, come out of the darkness. It's time to come out and into the light. And so that was just a breathtaking message to me. But then just up the trail a little bit farther, there was a little snake. I'm not exactly sure what kind, maybe a garter snake, but a little baby snake. And when I think about snake, I think about coming out of your skin, shed the old skin and come into a new skin. And so here we are, I get to the silo, and here's this container, kind of like a home. We've all been in our protective container, our protective shell, our protective skin, the old skin. And so combining all of those messages, and I want to encourage you to look at shedding the skin of the old, and moving your house, moving out of the darkness, coming out of your shell, coming out of the silo. The protective time has really passed, and as you are feeling comfortable, please start looking at what are signals that you will look to for coming out of your shell, for moving out of your protective zone that you've created around you. How will you know when it's time? What will it take to feel comfortable to do that? And I think it's different for everybody, depending on your life circumstances and who you are. Although I would like to encourage you to start thinking about that if you haven't come out yet. Let's come out of that protective sphere, that protective place that we've all been in, and move into our new skins and come out of the shells and into the world. And gosh, you hear the birds, they're beautiful. Let's sing, have our hearts sing with joy that we're coming out of that protective phase and into our new skin, our new life as we move forward. That's my message for today. Bye for now.